Start your career. What a great thing. All right. So I told you today is going to be a smorgasbord. So we're going to move into Daddyman Radio. And Daddyman Radio is a community service project of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, the Virginia Beach chapter. And what we do is we talk with fathers to use this time on the media, this radio time, as a way to mentor other fathers who are having challenges. So fathers gather around, listen up. We're going to talk to fathers about two different things. 4 moments in their life as a father that were challenging. And the second thing we're going to talk about are 4 moments in their fatherhood experience that have been triumphant. And today, brothers and sisters, we have Mr. Leroy Jones. And I'll tell you what, this brother has done so many great things in addition to being a great father. So I'll let him give a little bit of his background. So, right now, why don't you give us a little bit of your background, Mr. Leroy Jones?
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was born in Portsmouth, and I finished high school in Suffolk.
P-Town.
I also finished Hampton University for my undergraduate degree. And over the years, I've done quite a few different things. I did HVAC for the federal government for 10 years. Later on, I went to the fire department, Portsmouth Fire Department, and retired. Did 20 years with them, and now I'm working with the school system. So I have a lot of experience in the working field as well as different, setups, meaning that, from the private sector to the public sector to the government and then to the public school system. So with that, been married for 32 years. And
woo, clap it up. 32, big 32.
3 grown sons, and the reason I tell them when they on their own, they're grown. If they staying with me, they just old. But they're on their own, they're doing well.
Gotcha.
And so I feel I have a little knowledge and insight in with my wife and I, we raising our sons.
All right, praises up. Well, look, jumping right into Daddyman Radio, and after we finish with that, we have Reverend Jeffrey A. Johnson, who's going to talk about the black presence in the Bible. That thing is going to be banging. The African presence in the canonized Christian Bible. So, Brother Leroy Jones, tell us about 4 challenges that you've experienced as a father. What are some of the most difficult times you've had as a father?
Well, one is getting them to doing their schoolwork and them living up to their potential. A lot of kids don't want to make A's and B's because they don't want to be seen as a nerd or a geek. And I always say that I never seen my family run a company. So you better be a nerd or a geek. It's important to take the right classes. And sometimes they want to just take enough to get by and get the bare minimum and hurry up and get out of high school. But if you don't prepare yourself,
right,
you hurry up, you get a degree, but did you get an education? So that was one thing, making sure they did their schoolwork and to get the best grade possible that they was capable of getting.
Okay.
The other one was watching their company that they kept, the ones that they hung out with, they was friends with. That's very important because sometimes it's not so much your child, but maybe the individual that has more influence over your child that they hang out with.
So you're saying that even though I might sow a lot of good stuff into my son and tell him what's right and what's wrong and lead him in the right direction, the folk he hangs out with may have a bigger impact on some of his key decision-making moments than I do?
Most definitely. A lot of times the children would want to be accepted by their peers more than accepted and doing what is right the way they was raised. So that's very important. The other thing was telling them to put Christ first. That has a very important aspect in their life of putting Christ first. A lot of things they could avoid. The Lord would, as far as trouble or things they wouldn't have to, go through in life. And that'll keep a lot of things away from them, because also they'll want to please Him, because He's where their mother and father can't be. We can't be everywhere. So, but Christ is.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
The fourth thing is that to get them to dress and act properly, meaning that again the outside influence. They want to wear the baggy pants and they want
properly.
to sag.
Properly. What do you mean by properly?
Well, you need to pull your pants up. Nobody wants to see your underwear. If you're supposed to be wearing a size 28 pair of pants, you don't need a size 34.
What do you say when you deal with it? I mean, obviously, your sons who are grown, meaning out the house,
right,
didn't have this issue. But, we're dealing with the times when that dress might actually be more functional than we think. Because if I walk out in this neighborhood, we're in downtown Norfolk, over here near Booker T. Washington High School. If I walk out here as a teenager and I dress the proper way, I might become a target.
Well, the thing is, you're supposed to be dressing to impress. And you never know who's watching you. And I tell by being in the school system, I tell children all the time, I'm interviewing every day. They say, well, you're not a.
What kind of jobs you got, bro?
Well, anytime I step out the house, I want to be dressed properly and appropriate because I want, if my parents are still living, I want them to say, yeah, that's my son. I'm proud of him, the way he's carrying himself. And not only that, my wife, my children, everyone. So they need to dress properly as well as act, properly. And what I mean by that is, yes sir, no sir. If you with your little buddies and you want to talk your little slang or whatever, I mean that's fine and dandy. But when you out and you talking to adults, you at the store.
So you're saying that you would teach them that the way they interact with adults is different than the way they interact with their peers?
Yes, because we talking two different levels. When I'm talking to adults, I might call them by their first name. Now,
right.
If you're a child, you won't have been calling them by their first name. That's one thing.
All right.
It's yes or no, sir. It's not duh or yeah or you might use that with your little buddies, which is fine if that's what you want to do.
Did you get any pushback from your kids?
Well, there's always a little resistance, but one, if you live before them, and two is you keep it constantly telling them. I guess some parents might get tired and they say, well, I'm just letting them go ahead and have their way. Well, that's up to the individual. Me, as long as you're under me, I'm going to hold you accountable because I tell the children all the time, you don't mind me buying nice clothes for you and taking you out on trips and doing nice things for you. None of my children never told me, oh, no, not today, Daddy. Don't do nothing for me today, Daddy. You spend that money on you today, Daddy, not on me. So therefore, if you under my roof and I know what's right and wrong, then I'm gonna hold you accountable, and I expect you to do just that.
All right, so I understand the spots, the postulates that you have, and the foundation that you stood on. But did your kids always match up to that?
Well, they kind of waver a little bit.
Okay.
Not much. They waver a little bit because they're children. They weren't perfect.
Right.
By being in the right environment and living before them and doing what's right, they couldn't but fall in line. See, so they didn't know any better. They couldn't do no better.
So you're saying, when you said living before them, you're saying being present in their lives, right?
Right.
Okay.
Not just they see you come in and out. I coached their football teams. I coached their basketball teams, their soccer teams, their baseball teams. I took them to track meets. I took them to the movies. I took them to Disney World. So I'm there 24/7. So I reserve that position of holding them accountable and looking for them to do what's right.
Okay. What was the biggest pushback with your kids, though? So it wasn't necessarily the dress because you were buying the clothes, and all right. Where was the pushback with your children?
Well,
I guess 3 children, each one is a little different, right?
All is different, and they about 3 to 4 years apart. So they're looking at their brother and everything. So you're gonna put the most work into the oldest one, and hopefully he'll be an example for them. And then you don't slack up then for the baby now, because the baby. Well, you still gotta keep the gas on him too. The pushback is they use this, and I guess all children do. Well, so and so don't do it, or so and so, and then if we old school, we tell them, well, you need to pack your bags up and go stay with so and so.
Did you ever have to push them that far? Be like, all right, pack the bags.
Well, I told them a couple times, ultimatum now, You do what you're supposed to do. Now, if you don't, I'll let you pack up your little stuff. Now, the stuff that you bought, only that you bought. All right. So if you didn't
Don't touch my stuff.
Right. If you didn't buy no luggage, that means you're gonna use that brown paper bag. And if you didn't buy no clothes, you don't put no clothes in that bag. So that means whatever you bought, that's what you take with you. And God bless you. I hope you find whatever you're seeking for.
Right.
But as the Bible said in the scriptures, for me and my house, we're gonna serve the Lord.
Okay. All right, so things have gone well. You have 3 children, 3 grown children.
Right.
What were the most triumphant moments? Because you talked about the challenges and, the lessons that you had to impart upon them and kind of push them and get them to understand. What were some of the moments that you can just sit back and say, man, I was really proud of that moment. That was a triumph.
Well, one was all 3 of them finished high school on time, and they had pretty good GPAs. And the classes they took helped them after they graduated from high school.
Okay.
I didn't let them take classes just to fill up their schedule.
Okay, say that again.
I didn't let them just take classes to fill up their schedule.
Okay, so their schedule was your choice.
Right.
All right. And I think a lot of parents got that twisted right now.
Well, the thing is, you have the guidance counselors and people to help you.
Okay.
And also, your child, and if you understand where's this child going, because you have to see a vision for the child, then you need to be involved. And I didn't let them take classes just to be taking them, or take that, and also when they wanted the early out or early release.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to work, you're going to go to school full time. I mean, they can go early release, if you want to lift weights, you can do that after school.
Okay.
So I made sure that I was involved with their schedule from day one, from kindergarten to 12th grade. And trust me, I did get some flack from them, as well as some of the individuals in the school system.
Okay, I'm sure. All right, so you were proud that all 3 of your children graduated, decent GPAs.
Right.
And they graduated on time.
Right.
And took the right classes.
Right.
Okay, so name something else that you're really proud of as a father. You can just kind of pat yourself on the back and say, good job.
All 3 of them knew that they had to either go the military route, college route, or the college route. And,
hold on, say that again.
I mean, I'm giving you which way you're gonna go now. You're not gonna stay home with me, and heat up all my bread and drink up all my milk and look at TV and the stories and everything. I'm going to work. It's called accountability. So you're on a time clock. Now, I'm gonna give you a certain amount of time to get yourself together. Now, I don't know about no breaks for the summer and you tired of school, because unless you tired of eating, you going to school, going to military, or you going to college.
Okay.
So all of them took either career path, or they went to college. I had one that just finished not too long ago, 2012, from ODU. Oh, good. Okay. And Old, Dumb, and Ugly. Good job. Salute. Another one that just finished TCC 2014. You get associates, then you're going to transfer to the 4-year school. I like TCC's 2-year to a 4-year program. It's a great thing. Right. Great thing. And it's reasonable. So that was accomplished. And then the third one, he's still working on his degree. So they're doing well. One is working for the government. One is in the police academy. He lives in North Carolina. And the other one is getting ready to go to a 4-year school in the area of electrical engineering, if not computer engineering, and looking at ROTC and the Air Force all at the same time. Excellent. All right, another pat yourself on the back moment. Well, they pretty much stayed out of trouble. I enjoy my children. I hope they enjoy me as much being in life as I did, but I enjoy it. I think I was born to be a daddy. All right. Say that again. I was born to be a daddy. I mean, it was never a burden. It was never like I wished and hoped they would grow up. I never even thought about that. I never rushed them to push them out. I just enjoyed every minute with them. And what I mean that is because I know there was children, and I knew they wasn't gonna stay children the rest of their life. You know?
All right. Where did you learn your fathering skills? You said you were born to be a father.
Well, you know, I enjoyed it. I mean, when it's all said and done, and I meet the master, if it could be said that I was the greatest father and husband, I could tip my hat off, because anything else, anybody can top me. If I was the greatest firefighter, well, wait long enough, somebody else would take that title. But no one can take that title of being the greatest husband and father from me if I strive to be that. And so, to me, that would be one of the two accomplishments for myself, is being a great father and a good husband.
Okay. Well, look, working in the school system, you saw a lot of challenges, a lot of challenged students. I know at one point you were the ISS coordinator in one of the positions that you held in the school system. So what messages do you think are not getting to our teens, particularly our boys?
Well, what they got to understand is you have to be accountable for yourself. And if you mess up your name is the only thing you have. Think about it. Your name, I tell the children all the time, you could travel all the way to Alaska and never leave Virginia because of your name. If you met somebody, say they was in the military here, a military brat,
right,
and they leave and go to Alaska.
Okay.
And you know, with all this marketing media and Facebook,
Snapchat,
and all that,
Instagram,
they say, yeah, I remember so and so in Virginia,
Grandpa Crump,
right? You know so and so,
right?
And so now you in Atlanta, in Alaska, and you never left Virginia. So your name travels faster than you do, and your name means a lot. You don't want your name come up and somebody say, "Oh Lord, him again." So I try to get the children to understand the decisions you make today, they can affect you the rest of your life, and how you see life now is going to be different.
Right.
Think about it. If you're 12 years old, you don't think the same way now at 12, at 17.
You don't like the same TV shows. Yeah,
right.
You're right. Okay.
So it's very important.
All right, so let's go ahead and play Father. We got a minute left. Let's go ahead and play Father to one of those fathers out there who is looking at his pregnant wife, girlfriend, jump off, whatever she is to him, and he's saying to himself, I'm going to be a good father. Speak to him really quick. What would you say to that brother? You just walk, he walks into wherever you are and says, man, I just found out that my lady's pregnant and I want to be a good father like you are, Mr., Leroy.
Well,
what would you say to him?
Well, the first thing, make sure you're consistent.
Okay.
In whatever you say and do, and that's with you and your wife raising this child. Now, they'll play I call it the mama daddy. Whatever y'all decide to do, you have to do it together. You can't let the children get in between you, because they're only going to be with you for 18, 19, 20 years.
Okay.
Preferably, I'm talking about in your presence.
Right.
So,
right.
If that will set the example, so how they will come along and raise their children, because children now they slick now. They'll play you against each other. They'll go ask daddy, and daddy say no. They go ask mama. Mama says yes. Don't know what daddy said, and then it's a big mess.
Right.
So be consistent. Stay focused. Put the Lord first, because there's gonna be some things that you're gonna have to deal with. That you're gonna have to have somebody to ask, and sometimes you can't ask. Your best friend or whatever. You're gonna have to ask the Lord. I did both. But He can lead and guide you, because you have to stay firm. Trust me, there's going to be some things that going to come up that they're going to tell you where everybody else is doing it.
Right.
And then they're going to gang up on you. Trust me. But my mother-in-law told me not too long ago, she said, I thought you was rough the way you were raising my grandsons.
Okay.
She said, but I see what you was doing, and I'm glad. Even though she thought I was rough, she never interfered, never said anything to me at that point. But then later on, she told me, like a couple years ago, after all of them got up and got grown and everything, she saw how they turned out. She said, you did a great job. You know
what? I've never heard anybody celebrate a weak parent.
Right.
When I just thought about that, I've never heard somebody say, yo, my mom let me get away with everything.
Right.
Thanks, Mom.
Right.
My dad let me do anything. Thanks, Dad. But those parents who were tough on their kids and looked over their kids and were in their face, were in their Facebook account, were in their phones, were in their business, I've always heard those children come back and say, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandfather, Aunt, Uncle, whoever raised them, thank you. Because I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for your loving interference. So, all right, good deal. Hey, brothers and sisters, we have Brother Leroy Jones on today. The great Leroy, he was being nice and modest today. I don't know why he was being nice and modest. Hopefully we'll have him back on. Great father, a great role model, and ladies and gentlemen, fathers in particular, go out and be some great role models. This is DJ Seko for Daddyman Radio. Out.
He was not from teaching.